Yo, what's... Okay, sorry, that was a bit loud. Yo, what's guys, how's it doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today has not been one of my brighter days. I did have to go through... okay, that's still coming on there. Yeah, it was, well, to put it lightly, a bit of a shaky day. I've seen better, but I'm gonna get straight into this TA, guys. We have seen, you know, what I called for. Am I live? Am I yet to be live? I am live now, yes. Okay, so, you know, guys, I did post very briefly in Telegram and, of course, through my various live streams. What I have been reinstating continuously is that we've had such a solid downtrend now. We had, you know, 10 days, say, for this doji candle, straight downwards movement. It is good music, Yusuf, isn't it? We had straight movement downwards for a very long time. And I did say, you know, we needed some candles to break that up. At the very least, we needed to rally sideways a little bit, or to actually just start a bit of an uptrend, maybe test levels like 6,800. Now, unfortunately, the Coinbase chart has been okay, so it is live now. Perfect. So we are going to be using this, and of course, you know, rallying up to 6,800. That would have been sound all good. Thank you, Marius. 6,800 would have been our resistance point. Of course, old support turning resistance now, and so, you know, I did say at the very least we probably could be going sideways or up to about 6,800. And of course, pretty much, you know, the next day we did get a nice little. I mean, this wasn't a huge candle. Let's check out how high this was. I mean, that was like a 7% move up, but of course, if you were trading that on leverage, that would have been pretty cool. Is my PC lagging? No, it doesn't look like it is, my friend. Maybe that's, yeah, nothing lags with me. Cool. So what we have been seeing now, earlier today, it looked like a bit of a bullish hammer, which is where you get a wick down, but the candle actually closes much higher, regardless of whether it's red or blue in this case. And so what this could mean on the whole is that, you know, we've gone up, we've tested a low, but the bulls have defended it, and it's brought us back up. To an extent, that is still the case, because our daily low for today is 6,345, whereas our current close is about $60 higher than that. Yeah, there will be a little bit of stream lag, unfortunately. I haven't been able to fix the issues that were present earlier. But, you know, we have got this bullish candle nonetheless. It can still be classed as a hammer if you're very desperate to label it as something. A bullish engulfing hammer is probably the closest title to that. Now what we could see is, you know, this being the start of a bit of an uptrend perhaps. You know, you guys have seen the title. Was this a fake Bitcoin rally? Of course, we're using the word rally extremely loosely there because, you know, this is just 1 day of movement and not even going too high. But it was one upward movement, potentially with a bit of a scale back. I'm sure we can throw a Fibonacci retracement, and that's going to be something like a 38.2% retracement or something like that. So we'd have one move of going up, going down by a little bit, and then carrying on upwards, potentially up to 6,800. Definitely one of the possibilities that can play out. So if I were to draw this and help you guys visualize that a little bit, so we would go down a little bit like this, and then test 6,800, and then carry on downwards, I think is a fairly likely thing to happen right now. Tweezer bottom, potentially current, but I don't think that carries any significance in this case. You know, this drawing, I think, while being completely, you know, on the spot and pretty rough, is quite likely something that we could be seeing. Also, personally, while we do have a few possibilities, one of the things that I think is much more likely than all of that, really, I know there is some lag, unfortunately, nothing I can do about that right now. It will be fixed very soon. Now, one of the other things that I think we could very well see is that we carry on, we are in a downtrend like this, we start forming some form of a bull flag. So actually what that would look like is something a little, bear flag. So we'd end up trading in some form of formation like this, and then we'd end up going down again. So that would be, you know, we've formed you know, we've gone down, formed a bit of a flag, a bear flag, and then we carry on down. Very, very likely. I actually think that's more likely, and the reason for that is when we have rising wedges, what that indicates to you is Bitcoin needs to lag too. When we have rising wedges, what that indicates is that the buyers still have a say in the market, to put it one way. And really, when you get a bear flag, what that does tell you is that the trend will be narrowing, or it will just be going sideways, some form of a bearish some form of a bearish pennant, and what that does tell you is if we form a bear flag and we start trading sideways like this and then go down, it is a testament to how weak the bulls are in the market. And right now I think the bulls are extremely weak. Like I said, the one of the biggest incentives, the ETF news being delayed, is quite a good reason for why things could go. Is there actually that much lag? So since the bulls don't really have much power, I think it is slightly unlikely that we will be testing these highs like 6,800 and then end up going lower. It looks like we do have a lot of issues with the stream today. Unfortunately, like I said, this will be fixed very soon, but I will be keeping this one short in light of that. As for shorter term TA, we do have our EMAs coming in clutch once again. Okay, Coinbase no longer being a reliable chart again. Go back to Bitstamp here. So we do have more rejections off our EMA. So of course the first one here, the 4-hour EMA ribbon, yet another rejection, and of course likely another one in the works right now. So I would be looking to, this is one way you can make profits, to start shorting at this ribbon every time it hits the ribbon and then goes down a little bit lower. I think that is definitely one of the best ways to play this. You can see how reliable it is. As it touches this ribbon, continue to potentially ladder up your shorts, and then if it does cross a level like 7,000, you can cut the whole position as a loss, because this would be a very good calculated risk to play, and of course you would make the profits. I mean, it's all about the risk to reward. Sometimes you're going to fail some trades, most of the time you're going to win, and that's how it works. As long as you're exercising good risk management, as long as you don't go in 100%, that means you're not going to get wiped out if you get one failed trade. You exercise good risk management. I mean, most people, most of the very successful traders, you're not even going to believe this, will probably go something like 2 to 5% of their entire portfolio per trade. 2 to 5%. I mean, there's even rules like 1% or the 0.2% rule. So really, it is all about risk management. Like I say, you're going to have 5 trades, one of them might go south, and if you go 100% in all of those trades, then the one that goes south, you've suddenly been wiped out. You've lost all of the gains that you've made, and that's not a good strategy to play. Of course, none of this is financial advice, so of course, one of the things you can do in place of that is actually to go something like 5%. So we get in VIP, we get like a 2 to 3x gain nearly every signal, with only a few exceptions, and so you go in with 5% of your portfolio with that, and your 5% will double each time, and then gradually that 5% becomes a larger actual Bitcoin holding per trade. So it does work out very well. And then worst case scenario, if you do get liquidated, of course, we have never been liquidated in VIP with one of our signals, but if you do, that is only a 5% loss on your portfolio. So really, that is not too bad. Now, linking into that, I wanted to share this message with you guys. One of our members that joined about a week ago, when he was in the group for about a week, I asked him how VIP was going, and he mentioned that he already made the 0.1 Bitcoin, that is our fee, and he's going to be subscribing next month. So guys, if you are interested, go ahead and join the Telegram channel with the link below, and click my name at the bottom of posts in gold, and you can message me there, and just ask me for the details. I'll send you all the pricing and benefits. There are different plans, tailoring to giving discounts and things like that if you want to go for a higher term. But aside from that, I mean, really there isn't too much to update on. The overall market is still bearish. Go back to the 1 day, and since we have failed this trend, there is an argument to be made that there's a lot of hope that's been lost. There is still some hope in the space, but a lot of hope that has been lost as well. And in light of that, I think it is concerning, and we could end up going much lower just because the bulls really don't have any power. There's really no other way to look at it. The bulls are exhausted, I think. Of course, you could argue that the sellers are exhausted. Like I was going to say, one of the potential arguments is that we've gone down for so many days that potentially this was some sort of a shakeout. And now the true rally will begin. I'm not going to buy into that. I personally don't think that has any merit. Really, what we could be seeing is a bit of sideways action, I think, potentially even going lower. Like I said, we do have plays in place for that in VIP. So, if the signal does work out, and of course, like I said, most of them do, that would be actually the biggest profit we've ever seen in VIP. So pretty excited for that. Like I said, we do short these markets when it goes down, and of course longing when it goes up. So really, direction of movement is not really such a big deal. Of course, I would like to be longing it all the way. I'd love to long it up to 20,000, but we've got to stay realistic. And if the market is telling us to short, then of course that's what we're going to have to do. We accumulate more Bitcoin, and then if you are a long-term believer that we are going to end up going to $20,000, the goal is maybe when you're shorting just to accumulate more Bitcoin and then ride it up when it goes to $20,000 and above, and then you'll have some pretty nice profits you'll be sitting on. Guys, with that, I'm going to be ending this stream. A very quick one. Like I said, we are having a fair few technical issues, so I will have to look into solving those, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed this stream. Hope you found it useful, extracted a little bit of good information from this. But with that, I am going to be signing off. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm out. Peace.